Hi fellows, welcome to Latte'Man YouTube channel. We are with Noah today in a conversation series where we will talk about the English learning problems that everyone has and how to learn English, giving information and chat with different and valuable people. Let's start. Can you present yourself?
Yes, for sure. So I'm Noah Leclerc. I'm 24 and I live in Belgium. And actually, I'm a student in a bachelor's degree in communication.
Thank you. By the way, Belgium, which city you are living?
I live in Namur, so in the south part of Belgium where we speak French.
Okay. How many languages do you speak?
In Belgium or me?
You.
I speak two languages, so English and French.
This is native speak, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. The first country you went abroad, which country you first?
That I first visit?
Yeah.
Maybe France or Spain when I was like a little child, but the most of time it's France.
What are your first oversized experience?
I don't understand the question.
Like this is you went abroad and what is your experience? How is it? Like because we are going to abroad and like common language in English. How is it for you?
The country that I visit where people speak English,
Yeah.
England is the only country where people are native English speaker. In, of course, other country people speak English, but mostly England.
You said I visited French and I'm not sure, but French everyone talking native like not talking English. And I remember something experience with English like you try to talk English but doesn't know, but you are talking also French. This is a strange question for me.
But in French, not a lot of people speak English. They have bases in English, but they are not very good in English. But for example, I went to Ecuador and I didn't speak Spanish. So I was trying to speak English with the people there, but they don't speak English. So it was a bit hard to try to understand each other because I didn't speak Spanish and they didn't speak English. So we were trying to speak it to each other.
Thank you. What effect did English have on your experience to be common language in the world? You already told in Ecuador, I want to try to talk with them, but we didn't contact very well.
I went to Bali once and people there speak kind of good English. So we were able to speak about a lot of topics because I had like a basis in English and they too. So that was a good experience because we would be able to speak to each other.
Yeah. And right now I'm entering the how to learn English concept. I want to ask you, what is your motivation when learning English?
I think English is an international language, so it's kind of useful to know to speak English because if you want to go to America or England or a lot of other countries speak English, so I want to travel, so I need to speak English to be able to talk with other people. So that's my first motivation.
Yeah, for sure. And how did your first English experience begin?
At school, learning English at school.
Which class you started to learn?
The fourth class in, I don't know how it is in English, but in Belgium you have like the primary school and then you have high school and we have 6 years. So starting at the 4th year, we start to learn English.
How is education system in English in the school? Like, is it good or not good? Like, I will explain myself. I saw 15 years between 18 years, but I'm really in the learn process 2 years and like this.
So how many times do we study English? Is this the question?
Yeah.
So usually in Belgium, the first language that you learn, except from French, is Netherlands, Flemish in Belgium. So it's like the Dutch. And so we learn first to speak Dutch, and then you can choose a second language. And most of the time it's English. So you start to learn English when you are like 15 or 16. And then of course, when you are doing degrees after high school, you still continue to learn English, but more deep English, like not only the basics.
Okay. How long did it take to learn English? Like this is like we are starting in a school for to learn English, but still something is minus, like something is without learn. And I told already in 2 years I'm really learning and I'm just focusing to learn. And how is your level? How did it takes from you the time?
So when I studied English at school, I studied for 4 years, like in high school, because I did some class 2 times because I failed. So I have 4 years of English in high school, but I didn't feel like I learned a lot. I learned a lot of grammar and times and stuff like that, but we didn't really learn to speak, to make sentence and to have a conversation. So I had like a basis level in English, but not enough to be able to speak with someone speaking English. So I started to learn by myself. So by watching series in English and watching films and reading books in English. So I think this is what helped me the most. I mean, it's useful to have basis at school, but this is not what gives you the most perfect level in English. Like it's only basis at school. So
Yeah, if you are looking just school from to learn, you can't learn very well. Depend on you because
yeah, you need to learn by yourself, to be curious and to listen to the language. So I think it's very important to listen to how people speak and the accent and the way they make sentences. Is you cannot learn that at school. So
what are your mistakes in process of studying English?
I'm not very good with grammar. So I think this is my biggest mistake, is that I learned when I was 16 the basis in English, like the grammar and the times, but I forgot them. So I make a lot of mistakes with times and stuff like that. So it's my biggest mistake.
And how did you feel like after mistakes? Did you get some like did you check yourself and oh this is mistakes and I'm so feeling perfect because I was a lot taking mistakes still right now I'm doing and but I'm not feeling nervous. And how did you feel after mistakes?
I did the exchange this summer with you. I didn't feel bad about the mistakes because everyone was understanding what I said. Even if I make mistakes, you can be able to understand what I say. So I didn't feel bad because, I mean, if you want to learn, you have to try. So mistakes can be fixed, so you can learn from your mistakes. So I don't think you have to feel bad.
Yeah, that's the point. Like if you are taking mistakes, you can learn very fastly.
Yeah.
And how to learn English? Is there any method or pill like metrics, blue and red pills? Because people want to learn very quickly and in a short time, and then their motivation suddenly drops. What would you like to say to them?
I think to learn English very efficiently, you have to practice it. So it's not enough to just read grammar and times and to learn them. You have to practice the English. So you can join like Discord chat to speak with English speakers or people that are learning like you. But I think what is very important is to hear the language, to hear people speak. So I said, the film, the series in English with the subtitles in your language, if you not good enough to understand what they say without the subtitles, but then you have to go with English subtitles to be able to see what they say if you don't understand that. But I think practice is the key. If you don't practice, you will never evolve in the language. So
Did you have any difficulties while learning English? If yes, what are they?
I had a lot of difficulties because English is very hard to translate. So a lot of things in English are not, you cannot translate them in, I mean, in French, but in most languages, something are not able to be translated. So sometimes when you learn a language, you cannot have the same thing in your language because it doesn't exist. So I think this is what was the most hard to me. It's to be able to understand things that cannot be translated in French.
What experience did you get from these errors?
So the mistakes that I made while I was learning English.
Yeah, and after you checked, then you put the correct one. How was your mistakes and how did you solve?
I think one of my biggest mistakes was to drop English because I didn't learn enough at school to be very interested in the language. And so I dropped English for a lot of time. I wasn't practicing, I wasn't reading in English, I wasn't listening to English speakers. So this was a mistake because I didn't have enough envy to do it. So I lost a lot of time and I could improve my English level during this time, but I did not. So how I fix it, it's by restarting learning and be interested with the English culture and the pronunciation and how they make sentence and listen to English music is the same, and to see the lyrics and try to understand them. So I think that was my biggest mistake, was to drop English.
We want to learn, but how to learn we don't know. For example, I'm searching a like guide for teach me something and show me the way. After I can go this way. We are looking kind of this, and if we are unsuccessful and we are dropping suddenly, and that's why how to learn. I'm sharing the experience. The people I observed also general peoples like this suddenly entering the process but doesn't think another, doesn't put the like plan also important part for learning English.
So what they can do, is it the question to learn?
This is my comment, like this is my suggestion I observed and I want to share with you, because
Okay.
I'm observing the people, because I have one friend and he or she want to like suddenly learn, like this is a packet I want to learn in 1 month after I want to talk, like this is wrong way to learn.
Yeah, for sure. It's impossible. I mean, even if you are a genius, it's not possible to learn a language in 1 month.
People say they understand but can't speak English. Do you agree with that? How can they develop themselves?
Yes, I mean it's easier to understand because we have a lot of English things surrounded us. So the music, and I mean a lot of people listen to English music, so of course you understand better because this is what you do the most, to listen. So the best way to be able to speak is to speak, to try to speak with someone, even with chat by text or with your voice, to speak with someone. And it's the best way to learn to speak. It's like the bicycle. If you don't do bicycle, you cannot learn to do bicycle. So you have to try, and then you will progress, of course.
Yeah. According to your observation, where do people make mistakes while learning English?
For French people, I think the biggest mistake they made is to try to translate. So to try to literally translate a sentence that we can do in French and put it in English, because it's not working like that. The language is not the same, and the sentence are not the same, and the way you speak are not the same, and the pronouns are not in the same place, and the verb are not in the same place in the sentence. So you cannot translate literally what you want to say in French in English. And I think it's the same for a lot of language. You cannot literally translate what you want to say. So I think it's the biggest mistakes is to try to translate, but it's where you need to start, of course, to try to say what you want to say in French or any language in English, but you cannot do that forever because it won't work.
Are TV series, movies, and applications effective in the learning period? Do you have any suggestions? You said about listen to music and reading book and TV series. You thought, do you have specific one?
I think the most famous application is Duolingo, and it works very well, but you need to be regular. I don't know if it's the word, but to do it, like, you cannot do it once and then wait 6 months and then do it a second time. It's not working. You need to do it very regularly to be able to learn. It's the same for the series or anything. If you do it like sometimes 1 month and then a year later, you will not learn. So you have to be very regular in your learning. So
Would you like to share, like, when you are learning English, which TV series you like it, and movies or listen to music?
I don't have specific movies or series, but I remember that the first series I watched in English was Game of Thrones. So it was very hard because they speak very fast, and all the names like Daenerys, I was like, what the fuck is this name? I don't know the name because the subtitle wrote it and I didn't know how it was wrote. So I was a bit confused, but I think any series in English is good and any music in English is good. And you can also listen to podcasts, to people speaking in podcasts, and or anything in English is good to learn. You just have to do it.
Yeah. Finally, is there anything you would like to add?
Learn. I mean, it's a mistake to think that that you cannot learn. I mean, anyone can learn a language if they really want to, and if they do what is need to learn. If you want to learn a language, even if that seems impossible to you, it is not. And you will make mistakes, and you will sometimes look like a fool because you say something that was not right, but who cares? If you don't try, you will never learn. So, and I think you have to to be kind with people who are learning, because it's a great qualities to be able to speak several language. So just try it and find people who are wanting to help you in any way.
Yes, you are so right. Thank you for advice and for invitation. And
Thank you.
today we finished a part of our series on how to learn English with Noah. Thank you for your participation, Noah. See you with my new and surprise guest in the new episode. How was your English learning experience? And if you are learning English now, leave your comments under this video. I'm waiting for your questions and comments. Hope to answer your questions in new videos. Goodbye.